Welcome everyone to my latest action figure review, as I have another DC based character today. It is the Clown, aka the 2019 movie Joker, which of course was played by the eventual Oscar Best Actor winner, Joaquin Phoenix. And you're probably wondering I haven't heard of a Joker movie figure. That's because this is made by a company called Filix Toys, and it's a third party figure, since no one has the rights to make a official Joaquin Phoenix Joker at the moment. So all the big companies like Bandai, Mafex, Mezco, and even Hot Toys don't have a Joker figure as of yet. So we're going to have to go for these companies, lesser known ones, because Felix Toys is one that I haven't heard of before until this Joker figure. The reason why I actually went for this figure is because I did research online and also watched a few reviews. I feel this is the best one because there are other companies that made third-party figures of this Joker. One was called Bullethead, the other was Patriot Studios. They also made like an Arthur Fleck version before. So at the front is very basic. You can see there's no titles or no hint of a Joker figure, even though they have used a very important symbol from the movie. It is the mask, and this feels like a sticker attached on because it is a 3D material. And then on the sides we have the Clown instead of the Joker, and they kind of tried to replicate the official title. As you can see, it has the smudges, and then at the bottom and the top, of course, the company name. And then at the back you can see again it has some information: 1/12 scale collection figure, artistic interpretation, and it's a 2020 Felix Toys Limited. And it's split into two, one with the accessories and this one with the figure and the head sculpts. And you can see they've gone for something similar to Mafex or to Machinations, and that is give us a wrapper on certain parts of the body. Obviously not as nicely tucked as those companies, but at least they've given us one for the head sculpt, and they've done it for the other three as well, just to keep them in good condition. And this is my first impressions. It looks even better than the reviews that I've been watching. And obviously based off those reviews, I thought the figure was amazing, but when you see it in person, I'm even more impressed by Felix Toys. I think it's spot on a Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. And you can see obviously the figure is made out of the cloth material, so this is very similar to something say Mezco would do. And just to let you know, I did pay a price of this one for almost the same as a Mafex figure. So that's the standards they have put this in, and let's hopefully the rest of the figure will obviously match up with that. And I think looking at the scale is pretty nice as well, and it's not too big, not too small. I'm not too sure how tall Joaquin Felix is meant to be, but it looks about right in terms of the proportion. And if we look at the jacket, you can see all the layers are there. You can even remove the waistcoat. Not too sure if you can actually take off this shirt. I'm gonna have to probably test it out later, but it would be nice to obviously have him shirtless, which he did in many of the scenes. And then for the obviously trousers and all the way to the socks, they are using a cloth material, so that's very, very impressive. And of course we can test out the articulation. So the first thing is obviously the head sculpt. It does feel really loose, so I don't think it's as strong as something a Machinations or Mafex would do, but it's actually nicely tucked inside, but you can feel that it is a bit loose. But in terms of the movement, obviously it makes it more easier. So left, right, rotation, and then downwards a little bit, although it does go back up again, and then upwards not too much. And then the arms, they can stretch, so you've got to be careful when you have a cloth figure. You don't want to break any materials, and you're not too sure how the joints would move. Obviously you can't really swivel the figure. You can if you want, but I don't want to damage it too much. So obviously without the jacket is probably better. You can see it's pretty limited. Bending the arms, of course you can do, but again, not too much because of the materials. And then we look at the body, you have some sort of swivel, and I'm pretty sure there is a little bit of crunch, But again, articulation is very limited overall. Same for the feet. You don't want to, of course, split the trousers, so they can kick forwards and backwards and obviously bend. But it's something that you got to be very, very careful because you don't want to be breaking it. And then for the feet, they do swivel all the way around, and there's also a hinge. And then the toes, there's no articulation for the toes, and there's even pockets on the blazer outside as well. So it's very, very detailed, and the most impressive thing is obviously the face sculpt, which I think is spot on, movie accurate. So now we can take a look at the rest of the head sculpts. So the first one I'm going to look at is this one, known as the bloodied head sculpt with a smile when he went on the show. And again, it's very, very good. So we can just place it in. Probably not as accurate as the original face, but really, really happy with it. Automatically see the head sculpt is different because this one covers the ears, this one doesn't. So there's definitely a great variety. And then we get the even more bloodied head sculpt, which is, I think, when he was sitting inside the taxi, which again I can place on. And you can see, I think this was used for the main scene at the end when the writers all surrounded him. So again, very, very iconic. And I love the paint job they've done for the blood as well. And the last one is the unmask, which I'm very, very happy they have given us that as well. Put it on. And it's probably not as impressive as the Joker makeup figures, or the head sculpt, should I say. But looking at it, I am quite pleased with it. So this is a very, very good head sculpt. And just based on these amount of head sculpts, it's already better than the other figures because I believe the other ones don't actually include that many. So for the accessories, they have given us this bag, which I believe you can place all the accessories in if you want. But it's just a cover for the front. And then here we have the full set. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of hands. And then we have about 6 other accessories. So the first one I'm going to be in with is to show you the mask, which of course he wore during the subway chase. And they've used like a real material. This does look like a real mask, but in smaller scale with the band. And I'm going to put it onto the face. Again, you got to be a bit careful because you don't want to break the band. And it fits on pretty well. I guess you probably won't use it most of the time, but like me, if you're doing figure photography, you definitely want a variety, and they've given us that. So it's a nice addition. And then we also have the joke book, which is not able to open, but nevertheless pretty important. And then we have the gun itself, which of course is pretty important as well, and I can put it on the standard hand. And it's pretty detailed as well. It's not just a piece of plastic. I think it's painted pretty well. And then the other two, which I won't show you at the moment, we have 2 cigarettes. And the last one is what he earned. This of course wasn't from the movie. It is the Oscar award that Joaquin Phoenix won. And fully deserved. I think his performance was amazing. And he's up there with Heath Ledger's Joker. So yeah, fully deserved for the Oscar award. And really nice addition for someone like a third-party figure. And this is when you remove the blazer. You can see it has extra layering inside with the waistcoat, which of course can also be removed. And it has a really slim body, which of course is a good representation of Joaquin Phoenix from the film. Not too sure if you can actually remove the shirt. It doesn't look like you can unbutton the top. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. And yeah, it's pretty nice if you want it with just the waistcoat. And just to give you an idea of the height, here it is next to the Mafex Tactical Batman from the Justice League and the SH Figure Arts Wonder Woman from the Wonder Woman 84. So now for my overall thoughts of the Felix Toys, the clown, aka Joker, and I'm going to say this figure is great. It's definitely better than I expected for a third party. I'm especially impressed with the head sculpts. It's probably the best part of the figure. All four of them are really movie accurate and have a different look in their own way, which of course allows a variety of posing. For the accessories, there's enough for me with the mask, the gun, joke book, and something you won't get in an official figure probably is the Academy Award, so that's a nice bonus. For the articulation, I feel it could be better. I guess with the cloth for the clothes, it is a bit difficult. I didn't want to damage the figure, but I do like the layering they've done with it. You can take off the blazer and the waistcoat as well. As for the attachments, like the hands and the head sculpt especially, it is a bit loose for my liking. I feel that you can kind of tell it's a third party figure, not like a Mezco or Mafex, but the accuracy of the face sculpts kind of overshadowed this anyways. I can't see them really making a Joker figure anytime soon, at least an official one, so this is probably the best one to get. So if you want to see more reviews, news, hunts, you can subscribe and I will look to bring in more content. It is mostly related to DC and Marvel. So thanks for watching and hope to see you next time.